Hey everybody, happy Friday. Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 11 of award season review season 3. 97 reviews coming to you in 97 days, talking about a whole bunch of the films that are competing for awards recognition right now and in early 2025. For these reviews, all of the information I'm providing to you are within 7 days of the recording. I'll be giving you the critical response, the box office information, insight into the film's awards run so far, where I think it could predictably go, and as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com. Find the ever important and very beloved Where Can I Watch It spreadsheet 2024 edition, where you can track the nominations and wins for all of the films and also, more importantly, find out where to watch them. Not just the 97 I'm reviewing here, but the hundreds that are bucking. It's usually around 250, including shorts. So, we are a little more than halfway through our second theme week, Gotham Week. It's been a big week this year with the Gotham Awards, the National Board of Review winners, New York Film Critics Circle winners, ISA nominees. The Golden Globes are right around the corner. The IDA wins, just came out. But this week, I wanted to dedicate it to those Gotham Awards as that opener. All of these films that have been nominated, seven of the actual Gotham nominees last year were nominated for an Oscar this past year. So it's a good trendsetter. So that's what helped me pick the first seven that I'm looking at this week. Today, I am discussing working title film, Blacksmith and Movie's body horror flick, The Substance. Written and directed by feature filmmaker Coralie Fargeat, this is her second film. The film received a 13-minute standing ovation for its star Demi Moore when it premiered at Cannes, had its theatrical run earlier this fall, but is still in select theaters. To date, it has made $16,399,695 domestically, which almost matches its reported $17.5 million budget, and it has made an additional $39,922,548 internationally. So right now it sits with a total take of $56,322,243 and growing. Critically, the film was very well received critically and sits with a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from 332 reviews, a slightly lower audience score, but still fresh, with over 1,000 audience reviews, leading to it having a 75% on the popcorn meter. Moore was nominated for a Gotham Award for Best Lead Performance, ultimately losing to Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. The Gotham Awards, like so many awards are starting to do not separate their lead and supporting performances by genders anymore. And the film was just announced. It was nominated for two ISA awards, one for Moore for Best Lead Performance, and also nominated for Best Picture of the Year. Now, when it debuted at Cannes, in addition to that 13-minute standing ovation, the film won Best Screenplay for Fargate and was nominated for the Palme d'Or. Its highest nomination count right now is for the Astra Awards, formerly the Hollywood Critics Awards, where it has 8 nominations. It is in the running for Best Director, Best Picture, Best Actress for Moore, Best Supporting Actress for Margaret Qualley, Best Original Screenplay, Best Horror or Thriller Feature, and in the Best Performance in a Horror or Thriller Film, Moore and Qualley are competing against each other. They have two of the spots. So, what's this about? Well, Elizabeth Sparkles, played by Moore, at one point, she had it all. Now, as the years have passed, her star has begun to fall as she nears her 50th birthday. She currently hosts her own workout show, Sparkle Your Life with Elizabeth. Think of it as a more neon lit Jane Fonda workout show from the 80s, but set more in the present day. However, after meeting with station head Harvey, a wonderful, sleazy Dennis Quaid. Not shocking that that name is Harvey. Elizabeth learns that they are moving in a different direction. They need younger, more attractive. And through a series of events, Elizabeth not only loses her show, but almost loses her life when she's in a tragic car accident, but somehow comes out unscathed. And preparing to leave, the nurse attending to her tells her that she'll make a worthy candidate and slips her a flash drive regarding the substance. Elizabeth goes home and learns that this black market drug will give her a chance to create a younger version of herself. However, she needs to understand that every 7 days, she will need to switch back with the other entity. 1 week on, 1 week off. Keep the balance, and you have a whole new wonderful life. However, remember, if one or the other, there's not just one or the other, they're one. So there's a little resistance at first, and honestly so, but eventually she gives in and births her other self, Sue, played by Quayle. And Sue, once alive with her week, begins life and retrieves the stardom Elizabeth once had, even taking over the show, which now becomes dubbed Keep It Up with Sue. She begins to clean up Elizabeth's life and make one for herself. As every man's fantasy, Sue wraps Harvey around her finger. Now, at first, the balance is maintained 7 days on, 7 days off. However, soon one of the pair has an opportunity to capture what they truly want. But in order to do this, well, the 7 day down to the minute rule starts to get toyed with just a bit. However, like a drug addiction, a little leads to a little bit more, and when one cheats, the other suffers. Thus, the balance begins to shift and get tipped with much more dangerous consequences for Elizabeth and Sue. Here's what I'll say. Fargate seems to really want to out Cronenberg in this latest entry into the body horror genre. However, what could become just a simple, eye closing, cringe inducing one note bit is heightened by an absolutely spectacular performance by Moore and Quayle, but especially by Moore. As Elizabeth and Sue, they have the flash when they need it and the breakdown when it comes. More, I know I'm not the first person to say this, but she really does give a career best performance. And while she is pushed to every extreme, you will hear every scream, feel every smile, and follow along with every frustration as she tries to live in a world that doesn't want her. And then on the flip side, Quayle commands the screen and continues to show how she is a presence to take note of, as she did in films like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's a strong screen presence and has moments where she almost challenges you to come at her. Now, as the story unfolds, Stanislaus Radelit's production design is a sight to behold. He creates these wide open spaces that feel almost claustrophobic as they're filled with such stark basic colors and accentuated with multiple massive corridors that cinematographer Benjamin Crackham has definitely had some fun with. I mean, you can kind of almost see that there's a little inspiration. There's some shots that are very Shining esque. Now, as you're watching this, if you feel that some of the story feels a little deja vu, well, I'm going to tell you, this film seems a little reminiscent of Death Becomes Her, but on some type of really high forced hallucinogenic drug. The metaphors for drug addiction and society's obsession with beauty is clearly on display, with Fargate ready to challenge your thoughts on these topics. In showing this, she pushes some of the body horror boundaries, and the whole makeup department on this film, specifically Pierre Olivier Person's prosthetic and makeup design. I mean, all in all, to the body horror film fans, the satirical nature of the topics of this film attacks. I mean, this film really will have a widespread appeal. However, there are definitely some more gross out moments. So if you're not a body horror fan, you may want to stay away from this because it does get a little extreme. So, where could this film go as we continue to discuss award season? Well, let's talk Oscars. Personally, I would love to see this film enter the best picture conversation. And earlier it could have, but I don't know if it still maintained the steam to do so. However, the script is tight, and this is the sort of thing that the Academy responds to. So Fargate could be a Best Original Screenplay contender. Moore has been a front runner for the Oscar nod this year since the film debuted. Quayle could be a dark horse this year to creep in, and I wouldn't count her out because she was also decently featured in Yorgos Lanthimos' Kinds of Kindness earlier this year. So she has a couple of strong performances. And on the production side, I want to say, I mean, this film should be a clear contender. I mean, without question, if there's no other nominations for the substance, I would be very surprised if best makeup and hair was not one of them, and or visual effects. But also, I do believe it's a strong contender for best cinematography and best production design. Technical elements are on point, and even though I said it's a little bit creepy and confined, even though it's wide, I think I would like Elizabeth's apartment. Again, lots of top ones this week. The Substance is another five-star film for me. If you would like to watch The Substance, it is currently streaming on Mubi. So there it is. 11 down, 86 to go. Moving right along. And if you like what you heard here, click the subscribe button so you see where we're going. I don't know why I just broke into the Muppets. That is not on the script here. Anyway, like I said, please click that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. Please participate in the polls that are coming. Help me pick the films I'm going to do during certain weeks. And make sure, again, to check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find a lot of great additional content. Happy watching, everyone. And until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.